95, 96, 97.3 Citi FM. It doesn't get any better than that. Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Citi News.
.3 Citi FM. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. My name is Sami Wiafi, and tonight I'm here with
Melody Fafa Potufe.
Coming up in the next 1 hour, 30 minutes.
Resigning or retiring while Article 146 proceedings are being conducted to remove a judge is not an option any judge or public official can even have.
Suspended Chief Justice Gertrude Tokono promises to fight on despite calls for her to resign or retire. She says every step taken to remove her from office breaches the Constitution of the Republic. Meanwhile, government rejects accusation that the removal of the Chief Justice is unconstitutional.
As yet, nobody has been able to ascribe any known verifiable constitutional breach to the president in the way that he has handled this particular matter.
Also coming up on Eyewitness News, consumers to pay more for electricity as the Public Utility Regulatory Commission announces a 2.45% increase. Tonight, we hear the justification from the PURC, and later.
Can this plan we are presenting help solve problems for the community at large, so the benefit price across the board for all?
The advice from former President John Agyekum Kufuor as the MPP prepares to elect a flag bearer for the 2028 general election. Stay with 97.3 Citi FM for more on this and other stories on Eyewitness News. Also coming up in business.
Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire begin 154 million euros power link to strengthen West African grid.
Eyewitness News is live on affiliates across the country. Around the globe, we are on citinewsroom.com. Talking about affiliates, if you are in the Western region, you can hear us on Premier 100.5 FM as well as Beach 105.5 FM in Takrade. In the Bono region, you can hear us on Greener 95.9 FM in Sunyani. In the Ashanti region, Orange 107.9 FM in Kumasi. In the Volta region, Akpini Radio 96.7 FM in Pandora, as well as Heritage FM 107.3 FM in Hohoi. In the Northern region, Dasma 99.1 FM in Yendi. In the Upper East region, Word 88.3 FM in Zwalungu. In the Upper West region, Westlink 88.1 FM in Lora. Northeast region, Eagle FM 94.1 in Wale Wale. In the Ahafo region, you can hear us on Hammers Radio 106.5 FM in Goso. You can also join the conversation with your WhatsApp messages, and the number is 0549 986 996. 0549 986 996. Fafa has our first story.
The suspended Chief Justice Gertrude Tokono says she will continue to fight despite calls for her to resign or retire. Madam Gertrude Tokono was suspended by President Mahama in April this year after 3 separate petitions were brought against her. Speaking publicly on her removal process for the first time, Madam Gertrude Tokono says she will stay on and fight what she calls an illegal process.
I have heard on several occasions from loved ones, persons who care, persons who may not know me beyond my public duties, and many who think that since these proceedings seem to be carefully staged to result in my removal as Chief Justice, it would be best if I just retired or resigned rather than subject myself to an ill-motivated process. I have also received threats and veiled threats to the effect that if I fail to resign or retire voluntarily, I will be made to suffer some harm or the other. I've also heard commentaries in the media about how this process was born out of a stated political agenda to remove me and control the judiciary, and that it is a political effort that can only result in an outcome that was decided long before it started. I thank everyone who has engaged in this conversation out of concern for my safety and well-being. Let me assure everybody that I am not seeking to cling to a title or a position. However, as a lawyer of 38 years standing, a judge of 21 years standing, and Chief Justice who has served the rule of law all my working life, in fact since I was 25, it is my onerous duty and obligation to speak up concerning anything that is extremely wrong with the administration of justice in this country. This is what I do every day. The situation I have been confronted with has shown me a model of injustice that I would never have thought possible if I had not been exposed to it. This is why, despite great personal discomfort, I have decided to marshal every effort in law and leadership to answer to this situation. Again, resigning or retiring while Article 146 proceedings are being conducted to remove a judge is not an option any judge or public official can even have. There is a decided case on the matter by the Supreme Court. The suit number is J6/02/2019. Again, no one has the authority to walk away from proceedings started by the state. Judgment can be entered against you because you fail to defend yourself. And a judge who resigns or retires would still lose all entitlements that they have worked for because they failed to defend the claims and resigned or retired while the proceedings were still going on. Therefore, if false claims are made against a judge or commissioner or other public office holder subject to Article 146 proceedings just to achieve a political agenda, the solution cannot be to resign or voluntarily retire out of frustration, pressure, or fear. You would only subject yourself to two cruelties: a judgment based on false claims and loss of everything you have worked for. It may well be that the efforts being made are intended to frustrate me so that I resign, so that the architects of the scheme can go back into the media and say that the wild and unfounded allegations were not defended because they were true and I had no defense to them. As Chief Justice of the nation, who has been given the privilege and obligation to lead administration of justice, I should not turn tail and run when I know the implications of not defending false and unwarranted charges. If I resign under these circumstances, I will be saying that this flawed, unknown, and opaque process is acceptable. It is not. Finally, let me respectfully say that the current bizarre proceedings I have brought to your attention present a twist to our nation's democratic journey that we all ignore at our own cost. My humble view is that Ghana has come too far in the 33 years of the Fourth Republic not to be concerned about the unconstitutionalities that have been designed not to affect just me personally as Chief Justice, but all judges and public officers subject to removal processes of Article 146, if this one is successfully carried out without being questioned.
Well, she adds that all the allegations raised in the petitions against her removal are frivolous.
Many negative things have been said about me through public commentary on the petitions, although the petitions were responded to 7 days after I received them. And so anyone who cared to acknowledge my side of the story would have had no need to keep repeating the petitions without discussing them with the answers. And when I provided these answers, I also added with evidence to prove that each allegation was either a lie, a wrong opinion about how work is conducted in the judicial service, a wrong opinion on the work of judges, or a wrong opinion on the duties of a Chief Justice. I'll start with Mr. Daniel Ofori's petition. It is a petition with the most claims. Only 2 out of the several allegations he's making involve him personally as a court user. In one of those allegations, Mr. Daniel Ofori is urging that I should be removed as Chief Justice because I transferred a case in which he's a party from one judge in the High Court to another. That is a crime. What Mr. Ofori did not seem to know, which I stated in my answer to that allegation, is that the judge his case was transferred from had a family crisis and had to leave Ghana suddenly for an extended period. This is the only reason why cases she was handling, including Mr. Ofori's cases, were distributed to other judges to handle. In the second allegation, Mr. Ofori accuses me of transferring a case related to the first one to the new judge who took over his case, after a petition had been sent to me to have the 2 cases heard together. Any lawyer or registrar could have informed him that it is a policy written into the rules of court to have cases between the same parties involving the same issue to be heard by one judge, so that we don't have different decisions from 2 judges on the same matter. So there is no basis or truth to the allegation that I transferred his cases to a new judge because I had an interest in his cases. Indeed, in the year 2020, I wrote a dissenting opinion in one of Mr. Ofori's cases in the Supreme Court. He won that application because my dissenting opinion was a minority opinion of 3 judges. The other 4 judges supported his application. After this, his lawyers applied that I should not sit on his cases again because I had presided over a different case involving him in the High Court when I was in the High Court in, I think, 2010, which he had also lost. Since then, I have not sat on any matter involving the gentleman. But what is disturbing about the current Article 146 proceedings is the fact that the cases that he is complaining about in the High Court, the ones that were transferred to one judge, started from a judgment in the Supreme Court written by His Lordship Justice Kwaman in favor of Daniel Ofori. How can Justice Kwaman, who gave judgment in favor of Daniel Ofori as part of a panel of Supreme Court and whose opinion I dissented with, which has made me a target of Mr. Ofori's anger, preside over processes to remove me as Chief Justice because of complaints that Mr. Ofori has? This media report says that after the Supreme Court panel had ruled against Mr. Akogo, he started to shout in the courtroom, and that is why he was taken out of the courtroom. Essentially, therefore, his own exhibits contradict his claims. Mr. Akogo goes on to claim that when he applied for a copy of the day's proceedings, which were signed by all the judges that presided on his case, he did not see a record that he had been arrested, so I should be removed as Chief Justice. What is significant about this petition is that Justice Kwaman sat with me as one of the judges who heard Mr. Akogo's case and was named as a witness that Mr. Akogo will call. But His Excellency the President has appointed him to chair and inquire into this petition, and he has accepted to do so. Ladies and gentlemen, Article 1273 of the Constitution indemnifies any judge against any action or suit for any act or omission by him while exercising judicial power. This provision was just last week cited as a reason for declaring a petition against a Supreme Court nominee frivolous. And yet, I'm supposed to be defending myself on the petition of Mr. Kogo for work done in the Supreme Court with 4 other judges. The last petition is from a group called Shining Stars. Searches have shown that no such group is registered in Ghana. Yet, it has petitioned against me, and they claim that during the hearing of the case of Afenyo Makin versus Attorney General and the Speaker of Parliament, when I sat as a judge, I failed to hear the side of the Speaker of Parliament before the Supreme Court made an order, so I should be removed as Chief Justice. Again, I can only point to the fact that no judge sits alone in the Supreme Court, and the court's decisions are the decisions of all the judges who sit together.
That was suspended Chief Justice Gertrude Torkornoo.
Now, moments after this particular press conference, government also held a press conference addressed by the government spokesperson, or the man who speaks for President John Dramani Mahama, who is also the government, the Minister of State in charge of government communications, Felix Kwachofo. So he dismissed the allegations that the processes is a breach to the Constitution of the Republic, but he says that there's nowhere in this particular process that the president has breached the Constitution.
Ordinarily, if the matters were left to the content of the petition and the processes being undertaken by the committee, we would not have cause to comment, because those are matters beyond the purview of the president or the government. But a number of things were said at the media engagement that, if left uncorrected, could create an erroneous impression and project government in a very unfair, unjust, unwarranted light. To begin with, we respect the right of Her Ladyship, the Chief Justice, to express any view that she holds about the matter in question, to the extent that it is consistent with the rules, because the Constitution makes it clear what the processes are in determining a matter of the sort that we are engaged with. The Constitution requires confidentiality on the part of all parties. It is the reason why the presidency, on behalf of His Excellency the President, has refrained from commentary on the matter beyond stating what the president has done in compliance with the Constitution. So it would have been desirable that that constitutional provision was respected by Her Ladyship the Chief Justice, so that we do not have to engage in public commentary up until the time that the committee looking into the matter makes their determination. We are compelled, however, to correct certain misimpressions that were created at the briefing. To begin with, let me point out that as yet, nobody has been able to ascribe any known verifiable constitutional breach to the president in the way that he has handled this particular matter. From the very first steps in this matter, the president has kept fidelity to the Constitution and has respected the spirit and letter of the Constitution. Everything he has done has been by the book. That is why all those who have commented on the matter, including Her Ladyship the Chief Justice, have been unable to point to any specific provision under Article 146 that the president has been in breach of. Second, in terms of confidentiality, the president has acted strictly in accordance with the Constitution. At no point in time has the presidency put out anything in any way, shape, or form that remotely resembles any of the contents of the petition. And the only communication that has gone out on this matter have been about the steps that the president has taken in accordance with the 1992 Constitution, Article 146 to be precise. 3, her ladyship, the Chief Justice, all but insinuated that there was some political agenda at play to oust her, and that this whole process is the result of same. Let me place on record, without fear of contradiction, and let me be clear that no such political agenda exists. His Excellency the President took an oath to which he was incidentally sworn by Her Ladyship the Chief Justice herself. And in that oath, he swore to abide by the 1992 Constitution. He is enjoined to act a particular way when he receives petitions of the sort that he has received. And that is all that His Excellency has done. He has had no choice in the matter. The President cannot say that he has a view about how things should be done, and therefore, if petitions have come, he will fail to act. If he did that, he himself would be in breach of the Constitution, and therefore, he has been enjoined to act as any responsible leader or President of the Republic of Ghana would be required to do, as stipulated by the 1992 Constitution. The fourth point is also that we cannot have a sacred cow mentality in the way that we handle state affairs. Every single public official, from the President to the Speaker to the Chief Justice to Supreme Court judges to ministers to all public office holders, are bound by the provisions of Ghanaian law. Indeed, it was the former Australian Prime Minister, Kevin Rudd, who once said that when you join the game, you play by the rules. So no public official is allowed to raise him or herself above the laws of Ghana. It does not matter how sensitive your position is. Once Ghanaian law dictates that certain processes be undertaken in respect of some alleged misconduct, the rules must come to play. And that is the only guiding principle that President Mahama has operated by in all of this. So any claim, any inference, any innuendo, any imputation of a political motive to the president in respect of these processes are unfounded, they are false, and cannot be allowed to stand. And I wish to place that on record. As yet, absolutely no evidence of same has been furnished in any way, shape, or form. And therefore, I am minded to strongly reject that effort. Unfortunately, Her Ladyship, the Chief Justice herself, has added to this commentary, which initially was the tone of elements of the opposition. And it is deeply regrettable that this should happen when the president has been above board and conducted himself in strict compliance with the Constitution of Ghana. The other point that I wish to also place on record is that the attempt to link the dastardly killings of some Supreme Court judges and a military officer to this case are most disingenuous. To begin with, this government and President Mahama have nothing to do with the killing of any judge. Second, there's absolutely no nexus between the petitions that have been brought and that unfortunate incident in our past. So any effort to link the two is regrettable and should not find space in this sort of discourse. It is most undesirable, it is most unacceptable. And that facility was available. It is equipped with modern amenities that will facilitate the work of the committee. And the state only offered it upon the request of the committee. Let me also state that that facility is not intimidating. It is like any regular state facility where business can be conducted to the extent that it is put in the right shape. Wherever these proceedings were held, it will still be in camera, as clearly stipulated in Article 1468 of the 1992 Constitution.
That was Felix Kwachio, so he is Minister of State in charge of government communications. Let's go to the phone lines and speak to Kweku Ansah, who is the former director of the Ghana School of Law, to get his opinion on this press conference held today by the suspended Chief Justice. Good evening. Thank you very much for your time, sir.
Thank you for having me on your show.
Now, the Chief Justice or suspended Chief Justice says there's no way she's going to resign. She will stay on and fight to ensure that the right things are done. You are surprised at this particular stance of the Chief Justice?
Yes. There's already a precedent that as far as the Article 146 process is concerned, once it is triggered, the victim or the process cannot resign because the process has commenced, and therefore the time that the person would have been before the commencement of before the establishment of the committee. When the committee is established and they commence their proceedings, it is too late in the day for the respondents, as it were, to give notice of his or intention to resign. And therefore, if she says that there's no way she's going to resign, she has the support of the law. And she knows that indeed there's no way she can resign. So that's, I agree with that. But as to whether what she has done this afternoon, has, the support of the law, is doubtful. You see, because a legitimate committee has been established. She has a legitimate concern that in setting up the committee, or the committee was, established so as to assist the president to remove her. If she knew that was the intention of the president, in her response, she could have informed or advised the president that she sees the writing clearly on the wall that this is a catch-22. Once he lends, credence to the workings of the committee, she is going to be aware, of the outcome. And therefore, Mr. President, at this stage, I think I tender my resignation. But Ghanaians wouldn't have forgiven her. Ghanaians wanted, to support her to go through this. And then, at the end of the process, everyone will see, whether the thing was transparent or not. But she started. She's done more than 50%. Now she's saying that, sorry, I see that it was skewed, but I cannot resign. I realize I've been boxed into a corner, a point, of no return. So public, here I come, hear my side, see what the president is doing to me, and if I appear before the committee, look at what they are doing. It is none of the business, to bring the, general public, into this, controversy.
Hello, sir.
The whole thing is said that the general public has no say in it.
Well, Mr. Sorry, her justification is that the commentary has always been from one side. No one has heard her side of the story and the whole process and what she's been through and that of her lawyer when they go for this particular proceeding. And so it was just right and proper to more or less update Ghanaians from her side as to how this whole process is going. So that's the justification she gave for this afternoon's press conference.
Okay, so, be that as it may, what is, actually telling the whole nation is that she is supervising the broken justice delivery system. And for the first time, she has, she is a victim of the broken system. Now, if she is a victim of a broken justice delivery system, in this country, my friend will ask, now who caused her? She's been Chief Justice for at least 3 years now. Didn't she know that, she was supervising a broken justice delivery system that ought, to be fixed? So, if now she says that she is a victim, of, the system that is supposed to deliver justice, to aggrieved persons, and she's now an aggrieved person, and she's been given a raw deal, then her message to, Ghanaians should rather be, please, your justice delivery system is broken. Let us all come aboard to fix it. But, to say in one breath, that the system is broken, and she's, at its sufferance, and another, I want to, stand stoutly to defend the system. It's contradictory in terms. It's either that, she goes back and, makes a submission. All this she can articulate, before the committee. And if she cannot articulate this before the committee, the court of public opinion is a wrong forum. The court of public opinion has no constitutional basis. It has no legality. So this is, at best, the musings of a frustrated, Chief Justice. And the law has no place for, musing Chief Justices. The law has a place for a Chief Justice, who has not been suspended, or a Chief Justice who has been suspended. Either way, the proper forum is the committee, not the court of public opinion.
Mr. Sansai, do you think this is a way of preparing the minds of Ghanaians for the possible outcome of the committee's work?
For sure, that's what she's doing. That is what she's doing, and unfortunately, the nation is divided. I will not even say that the nation is evenly divided, because now the NDC, is riding on the goodwill of Ghanaians. So if we were to carry out a survey tomorrow about this, I can predict that majority of Ghanaians, will disapprove of the press conference. So, I will not, lend any legitimacy, as it were, to what he has done. It's unacceptable. A Chief Justice, who is head of the judiciary, must abide, by the tenets of the Constitution. It's so clear that, if you cannot, run away from it. Now, somebody, has composed a song, Telemo, so let her carry. If the system is broken, Telemo, and then let us all, rise up to the occasion and, repair the damage. The system has been broken for many years now. Now, for the first time, I hear Chief Justice using the word bribe. But when, somebody, an ordinary citizen, accuses the judiciary of bribery and corruption, take contempt of court. You see? So, we are now seeing, for the first time, an admission that our justice delivery system is broken and needs to be fixed.
Mr. Ansari, I'll say a big thank you for your time. Kweku Ansari is the former director of the Ghana School of Law. This is Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. My name is Sami Wiafe, tonight I'm here with Fafa Melody. Let's read some of your text messages or WhatsApp messages which have come in thick and fast. Daniel from Sandema says, President Mohammed's suspension of the Chief Justice is not just legal, but a bold leadership in action. Hiding behind press conference won't wash away allegations. No judge is above the law. This isn't the attack on the judiciary. It is a defense of justice. Ghana deserves clean judges. Jones Adoboinla says, it is rather unfortunate that the Chief Justice chose to incite the public against the government rather than proving her case before the committee set up by the president. In any case, if the CJ believes she has a good case, why the worry? Akapo in Ahafo Mem says, I am really proud of the Chief Justice for her courage and determination to fight for her rights with the last drop of her blood. The only thing is the fact that the president is bent on ousting her and nothing will change his mind. I will still appeal to her to throw in the towel to avoid major humiliation. Al-Hassan from Al-Hassan says, calling the public sympathy has backfired. Go and defend yourself at the committee probing your misconduct and stop public outcry because it is dead on arrival. Hashtag former Chief Justice speaks. Akate Raymond from Agotime says Chief Justice Tokonu is just singing lamentation songs to gain public sympathy. At the end of the day, the law is the law. This is Eyewitness News coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. My name is Sami Wiafe. We'll go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll hear from the Public Utility Regulatory Commission why a recent increments, which takes effect on the 1st of July, 2.4 increase in electricity bill.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Still unbeatable. Republic Bank has slashed the Citi mortgage interest rate to a new low. That means it's more affordable to own your dream home. You enjoy lower monthly installments, save on interest payments, flexible loan arrangements, and more. Make the move. Own your home at a lower teen interest rate. But hurry, this offer lasts for a limited time. Visit any Republic Bank branch or send email to myhome@republicghana.com or call Accra 054 0109 649. Kumasi 054 0109 901 to apply today and enjoy a teen interest rate. Republic Bank, with the one for you.
Polytank is everywhere, durable and authentic. Stronger brand you can trust. Polytank, we get some more Rambo and get some more Super. And the Polytank, we did. Polytank, Papa no no, 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 Ankasa. Polytank, the original, always the best.
Oh, jump on now. Go, the go. Google me. And what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car? No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so. This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir. Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they boss my mind self be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them. Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel? Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you. Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside? I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small. Go. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
You're welcome back. You're also listening to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. My name is Sami Wiafe, and tonight I'm here with Fafa Melody. Let's do some other stories because the Public Utility Regulatory Commission, PRC, has announced a 2.45% increase in electricity tariff for all categories of consumers effective July 1, 2025. In a statement issued today, the PRC explained that the tariff adjustment is part of the quarterly tariff review mechanism, which considers key economic variables including the Citi to dollar exchange rate, inflation, natural gas price, and the electricity generation mix between hydro and thermal sources. Let's speak to Dr. Eric Obute. He's head of research and corporate affairs at the Public Utility Regulatory Commission. Doc, good evening. Thank you very much for your time.
Good evening, and it's a pleasure to be with you.
The justification for an increase in tariff has always been the dollar-CD relation, inflation, and the rest. But the argument is that the current stability we are seeing within the dollar and the CD exchange rate couldn't have caused an increment. How do you justify those who said that there was no need to increase because of the recent appreciation we are seeing between the cedi and the dollar relationship?
Yeah, thank you for the question. And I would like to say that, yes, indeed, there has been appreciation of the cedi against the dollar, and there has been a downward trend in inflation rate. But notwithstanding that, when we had the last tariff, we made it clear to the whole nation that we had an outstanding debt of 976 million cedis, of which we were taking 50% in the last tariff that we did. It's been an accumulated debt from the past 3 quarters, and we took 50% of that in the last tariff that we did. And we said the last 50% of 488 million would absorb in the subsequent tariff that we are doing. So in this current tariff, we have included the outstanding 488 million cedis. So if we had used only the dollar and inflation rate together with the weighted average cost of gas, we would have seen a reduction in tariffs. The weighted average cost of gas actually increased from 7.62 to 7.71 US dollars per MMBTU. But notwithstanding that, yes, the greater portion, which is the appreciation of the cedi, would have dropped the tariff. However, because of the outstanding debt of the 488 million that we need to claw back, in addition to 27% of the alternate fuels that we use to run the thermal plants, together with a reserve margin that we are making provision for, those 3 factors came in to offset the drop in the tariff that we would have experienced. That's how come we had a 2.45% increment.
So had it not been these factors, there could have been stability or even a reduction?
There would have been a reduction had it not been for these 3 factors in addition. There would have obviously been a reduction.
Why didn't you touch water tariff? Is there a reason?
No, the water tariffs, yes, we did touch. And they would have seen a drop in the water tariffs as well. However, remember that electricity cost is a pass-through cost for water. That means that whatever happens in the case of electricity, the cost that is borne by Ghana Water is absorbed in the tariffs. So even though the water tariffs have dropped, but because of the electricity prices, which has gone up marginally, it also dampened the effect of the water tariffs. That's how come we had a 0% adjustment. It was supposed to be about 0.1 there about that. In the wisdom of the commissioners decided that it should just be rounded off 0%. So we didn't touch the water tariffs at all.
When are you expected to see the next review?
Well, this is a quarterly adjustment. So this one is taking effect from the 1st of July. So we count 3 months down the line. However, this year, we are doing what we call a major tariff. So in a major tariff, we consider both the operational expenses and the capital expenses. So when we are doing that, that might take us maybe to the end of the year. I'm not too sure. But we have a timetable for that. And we'll be engaging stakeholders on and all the way through the tariffs that we'll be doing for the major tariff. So, but for the quarterly adjustment, this one kicks in from the 1st of July and is supposed to last for the next 3 months. So if by that time we do not have a major tariff announced, then we would have announced another minor tariff.
Doc, I'll say a big thank you for your time. Dr. Eric Obute is Head of Research and Corporate Affairs at the Public Utility Regulatory Commission. Let's go on the other line and speak to Apia Kusi Adomako. He's the West African Regional Director of CAT International. They are not happy with this increment. In a statement, they say this increase is unjustified and opaque. Good evening. Thank you very much for your time. Why do you say that this increment is unjustified?
Okay. Good evening and good evening to your listeners of Citi. We think that this tariff increase is unjustified because tariffs in Ghana are not determined from vacuum. They are determined based on some variables. And the key expectation, Ghanaians were even expecting the PURC to announce substantial tariff reduction. And just we woke up this morning to be slapped with this increase. The reason why we are saying this thing is that, our energy generation mix is about 72% thermal and then 28% hydro. Now, the thermal uses crude oil or natural gas. And these two products, whether the crude or the natural gas, we use dollars to buy these products. Between the last time that the tariffs were increased and now, the previous tariff review, PURC used 15.70. And now it is dollars to the cedi is 10.31. This is about 5 cedis appreciation of the Ghanaian cedi, which is about 30% from the previous quarter. And so by this, because generation leans heavily towards the thermal, we would expect that tariffs supposed to have come down. But here, PULC has increased the tariff. Now, on the same thing, PULC also talk about some debt in the energy sector, which we find it a bit unfortunate, because when you use the last figure that they used, the 15.7, and now we can calculate that there has been a kind of a windfall on the energy, on this input material, which comes to about 1 billion Ghana cedis, and we expect that 1 billion windfall to even be able to clear all the existing debt that the PURC mentioned of. Number two, PURC also used an inflation rate of 20.67 instead of the current inflation rate of 18.4. And of course, we know that inflation is even trending down, and yet they are using a very high rate, which is also a miscalculation on the part of PURC. Then you come to the cost of gas. That is the weighted average cost of gas. It went up just by 1%, and this is very negligible, because already, though the cost has gone up by 1%, that 1% can be offset by the cedi appreciation. So the cost of gas will not have any effect on the final cost of the final value. Now, PURC also, per their law, PURC is also required to also engage stakeholders when they are coming up with new tariffs. But PURC fails to engage stakeholders. Now they are talking of pay 20% fuel cost component. That one also lacks transparency, because there was no clear disclosure on how these prices were arranged. So for us, we think that PURC is not doing what is required of them, or what is required of them under the PURC Act, and we urge the PURC to suspend the new increment and engage in public consultation, and also provide a detailed disclosure of the methodology, the formulas, and the figures that they use to arrive at this new tariff.
If you say the PURC used 20.67% of inflation to do the calculation instead of the 18.4, which is currently, it means the PURC have been a bit disingenuous then.
Yes, PURC has been big, and already inflation rate is also trending down. And we expect inflation to come down. We've seen how the economy has stabilized, and all the variables are trending positively towards the consumers. And so this is the time that we expect consumers to get relief from high tariffs. Now PURC has come up with an orthodox invention by saying that we are supposed to pay 27% of light food and other sum of input material. All these things were not part of PURC's earlier method of adjusting variables when they are adjusting electricity prices. And so PURC has kind of shown some level of opaqueness in discharge of its work. And I'm not sure this is what the lawmakers meant when they established the PUIC through the Act 583 that requires PUIC to be very 538 to be very transparent in its discharge of its obligations.
Thank you very much for your time. Apia Kusi Adomako, West African Regional Director of CAT International, they're not happy with the announcement by the PURC of a 2.45% increase in electricity tariff effective 1st of July 2025. Let's do some MPP politics now, and Fafa has that story.
Former President John Ajay has cautioned members of the New Patriotic Party to rise above religious and tribal sentiment as the party prepares to elect its flag bearer for the 2028 general elections. His comments come in the wake of internal tensions and personal attacks against some potential aspirants following the party's announcement that its flag bearer election will be held on January 31, 2026. Speaking at the launch of the party's new think tank, the Patriotic Institute, Kufuor urged the MPP to remain committed to democratic values and choose a leader who can offer real solutions to the country's problems.
We don't want to face the real truth. You see, the other thing with us, we may be brothers or friends, but I get the feeling that you've taken me for a ride. You've cheated me. I tell you, next time around you call me, I may not come. This is another thing we must admit. They are democratic. We uphold common humanity. So, and democracy really doesn't go in for tribe or religion or gender. It's the individual. One man, one vote. And if we want power, we want to present a person who would be convincing to the generality of the electorate. Can this man we are presenting help solve problems for the community at large, so the benefit spreads across the board for all? We look at that this way. If we tell the truth to ourselves, we may see that the way we've been brushed by our opponents from way back. Oh, you are a tribal party. Oh, these days we are including even religion. You do that, and it comes from our mouths, then I tell you, we are perpetuating Kokrodu.
Former President John Ajay Kufuor.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Charlie, where are you?
Boss man, I'm at the bank.
Really? But your car is in front of your house.
Bro, my bank on my phone, Charlie.
Oh, how?
EcoBank, bro. With EcoBank mobile app, I can do everything, anywhere, anytime. Listen, I just checked my account balance, paid Ahmed's school fees, and sent money to my grandma at Walwale.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Masa, just download the EcoBank mobile app from the Google Play Store or the App Store, or dial *770# and be your own bank manager.
Manager.
Whether to pay bills or fees, to check account statements, send money across Ghana, abroad, and more, EcoBank mobile app has got it covered. EcoBank Mobile, making everyday people live everyday lives the EcoBank way. EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the game of choices. Listen with rapt attention. Round 1, question 1. Elevator or stairs?
Stairs.
Now the second question. Less than 4 hours or at least 6 hours of sleep at night?
At least 6 hours of sleep.
The last question. Yomi yogurt or...
Yomi yogurt, of course.
Oh, I'm not done.
No need. That's my choice. Yomi yogurt.
Life is full of choices. Always remember that the choices we make today shape our tomorrow. Whether it's a morning start, a midday snack, or a dessert, our delicious Yomi yogurt is here to nourish you. Yummy, a nourishing choice. This advert is FDA approved.
Hey, so as for you, every day you are just pressing your phone. Why? Are they paying you?
They are, Oma.
Eh?
The more I use my MTN, the more points I get. And I can use those points to get airtime, data, and even discounts at shops and restaurants.
Hey, so that is why all all of you are always pressing your phones, and you won't tell us so that we too we can enjoy some.
Oh man. There's always more to enjoy with MTN Rewards. Just keep talking, testing, and browsing all day, every day to collect your points and use it to redeem amazing offers and discounted freebies right away. There's so much available for you. So dial *550# and get your reward today. Let's go. Everywhere you go.
Kweku, have you heard what they are doing on MTN?
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. Citi Business News. Be informed.
Time now for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News. I am Melody Fafa, but to further details. Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire are set to jointly kick off construction of a 330 kilovolt double-circuit transmission line as part of the West Africa Power Pool initiative. Spanning 243 kilometers, the project will strengthen electricity exchange between the two countries and enhance grid stability across the wider West African region. It follows the completion of feasibility studies confirming the project's viability within Ghana. Total estimated cost stands at €154 million, covering environmental impact mitigation, construction supervision, and project management. Speaking at a ministerial committee meeting in Accra, Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Grid Company Limited, Engineer Mark Barnes, said the initiative is expected to deepen regional energy integration.
The project will include the construction of a 330 kV double-circuit transmission line with a strength of approximately 243 kilometers. I'll say just about half in Ghana and half in Cote d'Ivoire, about 122 kilometers on both sides of the border, connecting the existing Bijaville substation in Cote d'Ivoire and the future Dunkwa 2 substation in Ghana. There is a Dunkwa 1 substation, but that is a 161 kV substation. So there will be a new 330 kV in Dunkwa. The estimated cost of the project is €154.4 million. And this amount includes costs related to environmental and social impact management, construction supervision, and project management. This project will strengthen energy exchanges between the two countries and indeed beyond. It is technically and financially viable with a controlled impact on the environment.
Engineer Mark Barr is CEO of the Ghana Grid Company Limited. Now, local oil exploration and production company Springfield is pushing back against allegations of a $94 million fraud by Swiss trading firm Petraco SA. Springfield insists that the matter is purely a commercial dispute currently under arbitration in Dubai, describing the claim by Petraco as false, misleading, and lacking any factual basis. The company also says it is yet to be served the petition filed with IOCO, which alleges a diversion of petroleum sale proceeds and misrepresentation of a $100 million loan. Citi Business News sources at Springfield say the disagreement centers on loan repayment terms and does not involve any element of fraud or criminal conduct. The company also assures of committing to due legal process and the ongoing arbitration to resolve the dispute. Moving on, calls to reduce Africa's dependence on foreign currencies, especially the US dollar, intensify as the African Continental Free Trade Area is making a strong case for the use of local currencies in cross-border trade. Secretary General of AFCFTA, Wamkele Mene, at the 32nd Afreximbank annual general meeting in Abuja, Nigeria, warned that Africa's over-reliance on external currencies continues to erode economic sovereignty and heighten vulnerability to global financial shocks. He disclosed that AFCFTA is working closely with Afreximbank to scale up interoperable payment systems across the continent to facilitate seamless trade settlement in local currencies.
trading in the United States dollar or any other currency has no business between African countries. We must use our own currencies. We must ensure the economic sovereignty of our continent, guard ourselves against the ever-shifting global geopolitical tensions which have an impact on payments. And therefore, working with Afreximbank, we submitted to the Assembly of Heads of States and Government the Pan-African Payment and Settlement System as Africa's system for payments and rolling it out throughout the continent. Second, we established the AFCFTA Adjustment Fund, again through the intervention of Afreximbank, mobilized up to $10 billion with a seed capital of $1 billion to support countries as they implement the AFCFTA.
That was the Secretary General of the African Continental Free Trade Area, His Excellency Wamkele Mene. Meanwhile, Citi Business News is learning that Ghana's outstanding debt to Afreximbank will take center stage in government discussions on the sidelines of the meeting. The debt issue, unresolved for more than a month, comes as the government seeks to restructure its obligations. However, Afreximbank has rejected, insisting that as a multilateral development institution, it should be exempt from the type of restructuring applied to debts owed to commercial lenders or international financial institutions like the IMF and the World Bank. Absa Bank Ghana has outlawed a new mobile payment solution designed to help small businesses digitize and grow. The product, called MobiTap, allows merchants to turn any near-field communication-enabled smartphone or tablet into a secure, contactless point-of-sales device, eliminating the need for traditional point-of-sale devices. Speaking at the launch, Head of Payment and Digital Commercialization at Absa Bank Ghana, Claude Ajina Samoa, said MobiTap offers a cost-effective and secure alternative for businesses seeking to expand their digital payment options without heavy infrastructure costs.
This is Absa's commitment towards a journey of innovation. Over the period, we've noticed that there's a certain segment that was actually out of our banking niche. They couldn't join us in banking because they couldn't afford some of these products. They thought it was expensive, they thought they couldn't partake in it and all that. So as a business, we sat back and we thought through it again and said, no, we need to design something that would be fully value-adding, fit for purpose for this segment, which is the micro and small, medium enterprises. And that is what brought about the birth of Absa MobiTap. Absa is very tight on security. Absa is very tight on safety protocols. Absa is very tight on ensuring that our customers can bank with us and go to bed, having no fears of their monies being lost or anybody robbing them or anything like that. So Absa is key and is big on security and safety, and that is what has been built into the Absa MobiTap solution.
You heard Claude Ajin Asamoah, Head of Payment and Digital Commercialization at Absa Bank Ghana. And that's all for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News. I am Melody Fafa. But up next is Point Blank.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News. Hot pepper powder. Loco shoe. This advert is FDA approved.
Are you feeling tired after a hard day's work? Have you lost your appetite even for your favorite dish? Viral Blood Tonic is a nutritionally balanced, pleasant-tasting tonic fortified with iron and vitamins to boost your appetite and energy levels for high performance. Viral Blood Tonic, easy to take and good for the family. Viral from Danex Iting Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. This advert is FDA approved.
Oh, jump on now.
Go, the go. Gugomi, at what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I don't change my car. It be the same, right? It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I'll go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
The go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Welcome back. You're still listening to Eyewitness News on Citi 97.3 FM. And this is Point Blank. Tonight on Point Blank, my guest is Zaid Mubarak, who is the Member of Parliament for the Sunyani East constituency. A first-time Member of Parliament on the ticket of the governing National Democratic Congress. We'll speak to what happenings in Parliament and the constituency as well. If you're in the Sunyani East constituency, you can send us a WhatsApp message on the number 0549-986-996, 0549-986-996 on happenings in the constituency. Or any question you want us to ask your Member of Parliament. Zai, good evening. Thank you very much for your time.
Good evening, my brother.
First time in Parliament, right?
Yeah.
How are you finding your feet?
Well, my brother, thank you so much. Let me take this opportunity to extend my greetings to the good people of Ghana, people listening to this program this moment. I greet them all, and then the good people of Sunyani as well. Sunyani is to precise. I greet everybody. My brother, thank you so much for this question. Honestly, Parliament is an institution like any ordinary institution that we know in Ghana. For instance, for you to understand it better, it's like going to school, find yourself in the first term, you see things so new to yourself. But then I think, thank be to God, and then some of those that we met there, I think they've been kind to us. They're trying to tell us a lot of things and then teach us. So we are catching up with what is going on in Parliament.
So you are learning. You are learning the process very well.
Yeah.
Is it difficult?
No, my brother. It's just a matter of paying attention to whatever goes on. You know, it's something that nobody will come and tell you. This is the order. Or you know, we work with two books, which is the Constitution and then
the standing orders.
So these things
you must read them. You must know them.
For you to get to know what exactly it goes by it, you have to find yourself in Parliament all the time.
Okay.
So that you just be following the proceedings. When somebody is coming to talk, which order does he stand on to talk? You have to be watching and listening to it. So you have to find yourself always in Parliament. If you become a truant over there, I'm telling you, you come out, you can't learn anything. That's the fact of the matter. Yes.
Your expectation of the House, is it different from what you perceived outside? And now that you are in it, is it the same as you perceived it outside? Or they are two different things altogether?
Honestly speaking, they are two different things altogether.
How did you see the House outside? How are you seeing it now that you are inside?
If you are outside, honestly, my brother, if you are outside, you see Parliament to be where probably they talk. But if you become a member of Parliament or you find yourself in the chamber, my brother, and you try to follow the proceedings in Parliament, you see that no, what goes on is not just a matter of talking, but it's a language which you need to find yourself and then decode everything that goes on there. So it's two different things altogether, my brother. Yes.
And your leaders have also been helping you find your feet in there.
They are two doing well, both sides, honestly speaking. Yeah. Sometimes you will see us with the minority leaders or our seniors who has been there for some time. You will ask them any question, they open up and tell you. If we are doing like a government business, that one is different from like if you see a senior or somebody who has been there for some time, you ask them anything, they tell you. They don't hesitate to tell you anything. Seriously. It's like it's a family. We find ourselves that we are in a community that whatever that affects the other, it affects all of us. So everybody is open to each other. And one thing I also learned is that it's like a institution, as I already said, like a university or secondary school. If you go, you just accord respect to your seniors. Yeah. They also open up to you. So I think it is good. It's a good experience, which unfortunately it's only about 275 or 276 people can go there. Even though I wish every Ghanaian should find himself
have the
there.
experience of being in parliament.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Everybody should have their experience. It is of good experience, of course. Yeah.
Okay. Away from parliament or happenings in the house, let's go to constituency.
Yeah.
In the lead up to the election, 2024 general election, you told the people in Sunyani East what you would do for them if they give opportunity for you to become their voice in parliament. Issues of job creation. Yeah. What do you tell them about jobs and convince them to vote for you?
My brother, thank you so much. You've really made me cast my mind back those days again. Honestly, Sunyani has been a constituency which everybody knows in Ghana, has been a constituency for the New Patriotic Party all this while. So as a first timer, and this is my first time vying for such a position, and the good people of Sunyani should listen to me and vote for me massively. It tells them that what I was telling them, honestly, liaised with them very well. The whole thing was, some of my messages were like, okay, Sunyani, for all this while, we've able to produce a lot of players like Audu Saka and the likes. Even
as in football players?
Yes. Okay. Yes. But the only sports stadium that we have is called Coronation Park, Sunyani Coronation Park. And my brother, since then, if you go to see how the state of it is, it's too bad. So I told them, by the grace of God, if they should listen to me and then vote for me as a member of parliament, I will try as much as I can to lobby through anywhere that I can for us to get a modernized sports stadium. I quite remember those days when I was young. From school, we go there to watch the training session of BA United and Bofuakwa. When you get there, you can see a boxing ring inside there. But for the past 20 years or so, those things are not there. So the young ones who are coming have not even seen a boxing ring before. But Sunyani or Bono has really support sports activities in Ghana. So I think we also deserve to get a modern multi-purpose sports stadium in Sunyani that can help, and then we can bring out a lot of players who are yearning to fight for Ghana. And then probably if they get the chance to go outside, they can bring remittances so that they can help their family and the development of Sunyani at large. So this is one of the things that I told them. And honestly speaking, it really went well. When we came to power, I really pushed it. I've pushed it to the extent that just recently, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the president, was in Bono for Bono Thank You Tour. Yeah. He really made mention of it, that I think it's time that Sunyani should get a modernized sports stadium. So it's not like I just made mention of it, but rather I think it's yielding results.
So they are going to build a new one or renovate?
No. We need a new one, which that's what the president talked about. Okay. And I told the people that I think we need a multi-purpose sports stadium, not only for football, because we have athletes and other sports disciplines, which the people of Sunyani.
But you still have football teams in Sunyani?
Yeah.
I knew of Bofakwa.
And then BA United. Yes.
Are they still in existence?
A lot of issues. Bofu even came to the Premier, but unfortunately I learned they've gone back again.
Relegated.
Yes. So I know with time, if all these things should come to pass, I know it will yield a good results for Ghana, not only Sunyani, for Ghana. And also, Sunyani, if we talk of the demographic size and the geographical size of Sunyani, is, if not even greater than Cape Coast, it might be of the same size. But If you go there, if you see our market, my brother, it's very, very, very horrible. I remember when I was a kid, my mother used to sell pepper in the market. When I close from school, I go to her and then try to help her. So after everything, when she's sending me home, sometimes, especially on Wednesdays, mostly it does rain in Sunyani. When it starts raining, what my mother does is that she just puts me under her table, probably cover me my head with rubber and other things. So I told the good people of Sunyani that when we come to power and I win the seat to become a member of parliament, I'll try and lobby and then see if we can get a modernized market in Sunyani, like Kotokraba and the Kijitiaten. And honestly, when the president came, he made mention of it, that I think it's time that
Sunyani doesn't have such a big
no, not at all, and it's not good.
The whole of Sunyani?
It's not good.
Former
we have
regional,
market. We have
regional capital
of Bono region. We have market, but it does not befit Sunyani. Per the current population that we have, over 200,000, and we have I think 3 universities and a lot of big companies like Newmont, Ghana, and all of them are in Sunyani, but the markets, and it's so horrible. So I made mention of it, and when I won as a member of parliament, I took initiative upon myself to see AESL for them to make some drawings, and honestly, so far they've given me the drawings, which I have to meet the Minister of Local Government, and then and he's ready to take on, so that we see how we can develop that market in Sunyani. So it's my wish that this market is there by now, but I know it's a matter of time. As you know, everybody is demanding from the government kitty. So I know with time we will get there.
So you mentioned the sports complex and then the market. You think you can do all this within the 4-year period? Because after 4 years, you go back to the people.
Exactly.
And you'll be judged based on the things that you said you were going to do.
Exactly.
Are you sure you'll be able to do all this in 4 years?
Yes. What made my ways to be so good, liked by the good people of Sudan, is that me saying it as an individual, as a member of parliament, yes, the president himself, who is the father of all of us, he also came there and made mention of it. So what, as a member of parliament, I need to do for my people is that I have to push, because everybody is pushing. So I need to also push well, so that we see, if we don't get the 2, at least we will get the 1. It's a aim at the sun, so you miss the moon. So if we fall on the market, honestly, I'll be the most happiest person in Sunyani. So, and I know from the look of things, I know inshallah it will come to pass.
Look at our roads in Sunyani.
Yeah. Honestly,
how roads?
Sunyani roads are not in good shape.
They are not?
They are not in good shape.
The previous government says they constructed quite a number of roads.
My brother, that one is
including the new regions which were created.
Yeah, that one
region is
no, my region is existing region.
Existing. So a new one will just come out of it.
Yes.
So being an old region, you mean the road network in there is terrible?
It's very, very terrible. Unfortunately, what I'm about to say, those people there, if they are listening to me, you will see that they will really feel sad. There is an area in Sunyani called Alaska. It's a new road from the Kumasi Road. It links up to the Techiman Road. When NDC was in power, that's 2015, that road was constructed. It's just a bitumen that the contractor would just, and then unfortunately for NDC, we lost power. So the MPP, when they came, they subjected it to auditing. My brother, this road was left for the mercy of the sun and the rain. It's not good. It's not good at all. So when we won power again, a contractor who was working on it came on that road. It's the inner and then the outer ring road of Sunyani. As I'm talking to you, the contractor has gone to the road, and now urban roads and urban roads and highways engineers are working on the road. So that I know very soon, inshallah, with a big push, I think that is going to take care of that road, because it's part of the road that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama made mention of it, that I know, God willing, we are going to work on it.
And we'll cover all the inner roads as well?
And then the inner and then the outer ring road. Yes.
You're still listening to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. My guest tonight is Zaid Mubarak, who is the Member of Parliament for the Sunyani East constituency in the Bono Bono region or Bono East? It's Bono region,
It's
right?
Bono region.
It's in Bono region. So if you are in Sunyani East and you have a question for your member of parliament, just send me a WhatsApp message 0549 986 996. 0549 986 996. Let's talk about the issue in respect of the municipality. Is Sunyani a municipality or metropolitan assembly as we speak?
My brother, you made me laugh, seriously, because it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Sunyani, as we all know, being the capital for Bono Ahafo region, which Ahafo and then the Bono East were carved out of Sunyani or the Bono region. Before the elections, the previous administration upgraded the capital of the Bono East, which happened to be Techiman, to metropolitan. And then Sunyani, which was the mother for all the other two regions, is still municipal. And it's unfortunate. Some of us, when I was a candidate, this thing came to the bare light for the Ghanaians. So I made mention of it and I really talked about it. I think 2 weeks to the elections, then a document came out that, Sunyani too has been upgraded to a metropolitan. But unfortunately, my brother, there was nothing of such. No signature was on that document that Sunyani has been upgraded to a metropolitan. So it's unfortunate. But the Minister of Local Government, I approached him and he told me that, Said, God willing, all these things are going to be taken care of because the population in Sunyani is more than 200,000 now. And I don't know why Techiman should have to be upgraded to a metropolitan and then Sunyani should still be municipal. But as an adage in Akan language, a chance we move, I know appropriately we will get there, and then Sunyani will get it appropriate in that it also deserves to be a metropolitan.
Away from constituency, let's talk about national issues. Your government, the John Dramani Mahama government, has been in power for 6 months. A lot of people say that he's done relatively well in respect of the economy, especially the dollar-CD relationship. You think this is sustainable? The recent relationship between the dollar and the CD, you think that's sustainable? A lot of people say it's artificial. Then we may go back to the 17 CD $1 rate.
My brother, thank you so much. Honestly speaking, I remember very well that when we were in opposition, our brothers who are now in opposition, what they say is that, if NDC were to be in power, the CD dollar rate would have, gone up the roof. You didn't hear that thing from them before. They were saying that if NDC were to be in power, when the dollar to CD was 17 cedis, it would have been maybe 25 cedis. But what did we see? Just less than 6 months, we are in power. See where the dollar is, or the dollar to CD is. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, with the Minister of Finance, Ato Forsen. I salute you wherever that you find yourself, Minister. They are poised of coming to serve Ghana. It's not a matter of mouth talk. We had, leaders in a previous administration that they've arrested the dollar, and then they've locked the dollar in a cell, giving the key to IGP. Upon all that, what did we see? We didn't make mention of dollar CD. We didn't use it in our campaign 2020 election or 2024 election. We did not talk about the currency in our campaign. But when we came to power, I think Ghanaians are appreciating what we've done for them. God willing, inshallah, I know by 1st July, these people too have come out that they are going to reduce. I was listening to you when you interview one of our gentlemen. He was saying that the inflation is coming down. My brother, it's not a one-day wonder thing that we are doing. God willing, this thing is going to sustain for a long time. Let's all hope and pray by that, because this thing happening is not just by a coincidence. It is a proper plan thing that the government, NDC government, with the Minister of Finance, have planned to do it.
What is the plan?
The plan is
tell me about
one of them that I can disclose to you currently is the good board thing. It is a strategic thing that we brought. currently, you know what is happening in the Middle East. Iran has closed where we can get 25% of the fuel the world used to get. They've closed the border that no ship can go there to get fuel. So if we are dependent on the dollar and then the fuel issue, my brother, I'm telling you, then by now, if our opponents, the MPP, if they are in power by now, I don't know what they would have said. That Iran-Israel war, they will bring, something to that effect.
But you know that the escalation in tension there is bringing about some increments in prices of crude on the world market, which may culminate into the local markets here in Ghana. But as it stands now, the last time our brother, I think the one in charge of fuel thing, I've forgotten his name, Temaklo, what's his name? Eduje Temaklo, NPA CEO. He made mention of it. As it stands now, Ghana, we can survive 2 months. 2 months. He made mention of it. So it hasn't come there. What I'm praying is that those issues in the Middle East should stop now. If it stops, inshallah, I know we are not going to that crisis. As probably some may predict that, okay, Ghana, whatever it is, it will go up again. Be able to make sure that the dollar CD rate will maintain this position. It could have even gone down, but His Excellency John Dramani Mahama made mention of it that if it goes down, it will really affect importation, or those who will be exporting to outside the Ghana. It will really affect them. So what he's doing is making sure that there should be a balance in the system, so that the importers and then the exporters will not go through problem, and which will not go down to affect the local people who will go to the market and be buying. I thank God. Today I called Sunyani how much is cement, a bag of cement. What they were saying, I was very, very, very happy. You mean prices of cement has reduced? It has reduced. In Sunyani. Where specifically? Sunyani. I've been mentioned of Sunyani. In Sunyani? Yes, of course. Today. One of the the big guys who do this, hardware marketing. I asked the person. He said the prices have gone down. So what is happening is going to help the local guys who at least you work, and then at the end of the day or at the end of the month, whatever that you get, you can also put it into something for your family. And this is what we call like the economy is making impact on Ghanaians. Please, you understand what I'm saying? So if like you are being paid maybe 10,000 a month, and you go to the market, you spend about 70% on that, on goods probably you wish you need for your family. And here's the government which has come, and you are spending about 40%. Which one do you think is helping Ghanaian people? So what is happening currently is not about NDC, it's not about the MPP. What I know, Ghanaians, this is what we voted for. And that's exactly what His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is giving to us. So we are told that there's an upcoming, Sunya Unity Festival. How do you use this to unite their constituency? Well. Thank you so much. Ghana, thank be to God that we are not tribalistic, and then that kind of... So we are told it's a major festival in your constituency? Yeah, a very big one, of course. And it is the first of its kind in Sunyani, which I initiated it in collaboration with the municipal chief executive, the municipal assembly to be precise. And honestly, my brother, this festival, God willing, Sunyani happened to be a peaceful place. Especially those who know Sunyani knows what I'm talking about. And I know this is going to foster the unity that we have in Sunyani. The whole thing was about be proud to my elections. As a Muslim, I went to a lot of churches. It's not I'm disclosing my distance, but that's the reality, and everybody knows it. I went to a lot of churches as a Muslim. So after the election, and God heard my prayers. Likewise, the church members also voted for me, right? So wisely, I should go down there and then thank them for what they did for me. As you know, currently, before I just entered here, I'm just coming from Parliament. I mostly spend most of my time currently in Accra than in Sunyani. So I thought it wisely that, okay, why don't we have Thanksgiving service for all the churches so that we all come and then thank God for a peaceful election and for our lives too. So while I was thinking about that, I thought, no, it's not only the churches. The youth also came to really voted for me. And then my president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, for the first time, presidentially, NDC won in Sunyani, which has never happened before.
if you even see the gap between the parliamentary candidates previously, the last one, which was 2020, it was about 24,000 difference between NDC and MPP. But with hard work and how my message got down to the people of Sunyani, I won over 12,000 difference. I cleared over the 24,000 and won over 12,000 difference. So I think people really loved me. That's why they voted for me. So we need to do something for them to know. And one was asking me, why side maybe you are spending money to do this festivity? Why don't you put it in a developmental project? I said, my brother, what is happening in Boko? If Ghana, we have money that we can stop it. If we have something that we can stop Boko, what is happening currently in Boko, we would have wished to do that. Peace, you can't buy in the market. You can't buy peace from anywhere. So if the people are resonating with me...
So you're using this platform to unite the people.
Already there's unity. But I just want to emphasize it exactly. And not only that, we want to sell
in 30
Sunyani,
seconds, because our time is
we
up.
want to sell Sunyani to the world. And which one of my messages was to get a modernized sports stadium. I don't want to talk about it alone. We have a person like Asamoah Gyan and the rest. They're all from the Bono region. Yeah. God willing, on this day, the program is 4th July to 6th July. On the 5th July, there will be a football games.
Which will bring all these people in.
Yes, they are all coming down. Asamoah Gyan and the rest. A lot of Black Star former players, they are coming there. The program is going to be like MPP and NDC are going to play ball. They are going to play match. And then Christians and the Muslims will also play.
Yeah, it's really a planned unity.
Yeah, of course, yes. And then, but for Akwa NBA United, they also pick up their best players and then they will play with the former Black Star
players.
When we are done, then we make a statement that Sunyani, we need a modernized sports stadium. It shouldn't be like only Said Mubarak who is saying it. And I know out of this one, there will be some scouts there who might see the young ones who are in Sunyani. Then they can even, pick them, and then whatever that I'm aiming up for the young ones can also come out. In the evening will be a street jam.
We run out of time.
In the evening will be a street jam.
But then someone is asking me to ask a question that if you say the prices of cement has reduced in your constituency, yes, how much is it?
Oh, before I think it was one. I don't know the brand. They have the gas and we have the diamond. I think it was 100.
So the one that you asked, the price of the one you asked.
It has come to.
Which brand was that? The one you asked and the price.
I think it's Gasem.
And it's reduced to how much now?
I think it's 990 cities or so.
Okay, we'll verify.
We'll come do that.
Sure. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I'm most
member
grateful.
of Parliament for the Sunyani East constituency. He was my guest tonight on Point Blank. And this is where we draw the curtain on today's edition of Eyewitness News that came to you live from our studio here in Accra. My name is Sami Uyafisho, produced by Beverly Landon, Juliana Asare, technical assistant Daniels Kwashi. Good evening.